We just got finished watching that game, man. I just had to jump down and say a few things right here. That kid is incredible. I hate to call him a kid. I mean, he's not a kid. He's a grown man. And he's more grown man than anybody we know right now. And I wanted to know what Patrick Mahomes just did again, solidifies what I always say right here, is he's the guy that makes the right decisions every time. I can't wait, and I'm telling you now, I can't wait to watch Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson next week. And watch that game because Joe Burrow he's not Patrick Mahomes, but he's a good decision maker down the stretch. Those kind of guys usually beat the Lamar Jacksons and the Josh Allen kind of guys, those guys that are phenomenally gifted and usually go for the big stuff down the stretch. But Patrick Mahomes did it again tonight. And all I can think about, I started to tweet it, but I wanted to share it here so you can hear it, because sometimes words don't do it justice. I don't know if we know how blessed we are, how gifted we are to have seen what we are seeing. The GOAT just retired. He just retired. Right now, Tom Brady still sits on top of the mountain. He's the GOAT. But we are watching right after you see the GOAT retire, very rarely and almost never ever do you see the next GOAT right now. What I'm saying is most generations, you're going to get one GOAT. But what we've had here in the span of the last 20 years, 7 Super Bowls to the GOAT Tom Brady, 3 Super Bowls to the next GOAT, Patrick Mahomes. He's working on his 3rd in a row and his 4th total. That'll take him to half the Super Bowls over the last 20 years. My God. And I hope you don't think this is the norm and you're going to see this all the time. This is incredible. And the one thing you should always know, I remember hearing it growing up when I was a kid, and I was bigger and stronger. But when I started getting bust, early on, I was in the neighborhood. Bigger and stronger worked. Everybody said, oh, you're bigger, you're stronger, you're faster, that's good. But then when they started busting us out and integrating, and they sent me to a Mirror Lakes Elementary School, it's a little ways away from the ghetto of Fort Lauderdale that I grew up in. And I remember getting there and, wanting to make the kids like me because I was bigger and stronger. But those kids always would say, like, brain over brawn, brain over brawn. I was like, well, get out of here. I don't want to hear that, because I may have shared with you, I was devastated as a young kid, because when they bust me out, I was going to school with little kids that had preschools and all of those things, and I didn't know there was such thing as a preschool. This was my first time coming in a school-like setting, and I'm looking with all these little kids that know they knew how to spell their names, they knew the colors, and I didn't know any of that stuff, so I felt so insecure about it all. But if I thought I was a great athlete, I could kind of feel good about myself. But they would always say, brain over brawn. Brain over brawn, But the truth is, they were right. As many weights as I lift, as hard as I ran, to work muscles, it is brain over brawn. And when I see these two GOATs, the GOAT Tom Brady and the next GOAT Patrick Mahomes, and I see what they do on the football field, them kids were right. It's brain over brawn. You know what I mean? Think about it. The Lamar Jackson, the Josh Allens. We said, man, look at them physically gifted and all those guys, man. We looking at that brawn. But the Tom Brady's and the Patrick Mahomes, who just always make the right play. Everybody gonna talk about Todd Bowles not going for two because he knew he was going up against Patrick Mahomes. And I concur with them on that. I am absolutely concurring on that conclusion. You got to go for two right there. But I'm even saying you wouldn't have had that chance had DeAndre Hopkins just stopped right there. Now, D-Hop had a great game. Great game, caught 2 touchdowns. I think 8 for like 89 yards and 2 touchdowns. A great game. But you could see just that little thing where they were off on that one play. Boom, that game, I think they would have finished that drive off in that game. In the game, and you never even get to see overtime. So, yeah, I'm with y'all. Let's get on Todd Bowles. And that spot right there, man, you gotta have something and go for it. Take the chance. That is the next GOAT. You've not only watched this when the times you have watched Patrick Mahomes, you've seen it before. It was right there in your damn building because the real GOAT was in your building. And now the next GOAT you were playing tonight, you ought to have known. You should have known. You got to take them out when you can. You know what I mean? Those kind of guys. Right now. Take them out. I don't even like why we call that timeout, to tell you the truth. If anything, Kansas City should have called that timeout when that ball was on the 1 yard line. That was the mess up. Let that clock run. That's the next GOAT. And then you got the touchdown. And then you didn't go for two. So even though we're talking about not going for two, there were a number of, I think, down the barrel and down the clock decisions that I probably would have made a little differently. That's all I'm going to say about that. But because everybody, and we'll talk all about it tomorrow on Speak and everything. But I just want to give kudos to the greatest, to the next GOAT. And I want to tell us how blessed we are, man. How blessed we are to see this. You don't see it like this. You don't ever get it like this. And it's been pretty incredible to watch the careers of Tom Brady and then overlap it, tap it, and bring us right to Patrick Mahomes. God has shined the light on us all. He certainly has.